Hello, I'm Sugarberry and I'm back with another vintage toy haul to show you today. And if you're new here, I collect vintage toys from the 80s and 90s, which is the era of my childhood. Mostly girly toys that were geared towards girls. And most of my toys are thrifted. Sometimes I buy things online, sometimes I buy things from the antique malls in our area. But today's haul is a combination of mostly thrifted toys and some toys that I got at the one-of-a-kind antique mall in Woodstock, Ontario, Canada.
Sounds like fun!
So first toy I got when I was out thrifting was a Cherry Merry Muffin doll. This is Chocolatey. She's not wearing her original dress, but this is the dress that I found her wearing. So Cherry Merry Muffin dolls were produced by Mattel between 1988 and 1990. So there was 3 releases or 3 waves, I guess you could say, of the dolls. And Chocolatey was released twice. She was released in 1988 and 1989, so the first 2 releases. She wasn't in the third one. No, I don't believe she was. This is Chocolatey from the second release, and the only reason I know that is because she has green eyes, whereas the first release actually had brown eyes. You can see she's got green eyes. Very cute. And another difference between the 2 releases was the first release they actually had little hair bows in their hair, whereas the second release they had like cupcake shaped hats that could double as a bracelet for you, the child, to wear on your wrist, which is so cool. And of course all the Cherry Merry Muffin dolls were supposed to be scented according to their names, so Chocolatey would have smelled like chocolate. Chocolatey had a brown dress to match her name, and she's got her original pink molded on shoes. And I put her hair in these cute pigtails. And she's in pretty good condition, except for there's some little red spots here on her chin that I wasn't able to get out, but that's okay. It's not really that noticeable. Really cute toy line. I think they're absolutely adorable with their little smiles, their little chipmunk faces. And then at the same thrift stores I found Chocolatey, I found Dr. Barbie from 1993. She is a duplicate for me. I already have this doll, but this one is in much better shape than the first one I found. And she has her dress, and she has her earrings and her ring. So that's why I have decided to keep this one instead of the other one. I've already given her hair a boil wash, so it's in pretty good condition, nice and soft and smooth. And she does have her original stethoscope. I haven't tried it to see if it actually works, but technically if you push this little button on the end of her stethoscope, it's supposed to make a heartbeat sound, as if she's checking somebody's heartbeat.
The doctor and her cutest patient, isn't she sweet? Dr. Barbie's gonna listen to her little heartbeat.
It's really beating.
And then she had a white lab coat. She had a little like first aid box kind of thing, full of doctor essentials like needles, clipboard, and her little box had a variety of baby accessories as well, because each doll came with up to 3 babies depending on the release and what country and all of that stuff. So yeah, she's gorgeous. I just have to find her lab coat now. I do have another Barbie lab coat that I've been putting on her instead, but I'm hoping to find the original one of these days. And then at the same thrift store, I also found Jewelry Fun Barbie. She was released in 1996, and she's from the My First Barbie line, or the Easy to Dress line. They were like budget dolls. They were kind of supposed to be like starter dolls, starter Barbies. But this is her original dress. This is what she was wearing when I found her. It's in rough shape, like you can see that there's lots of little splatters of stains all over the dress. Her sleeves here are a little frayed. There's a little tearing in the shiny material of her bodice. Sadly, her bangs have been cut. Originally, she would have had bangs. I just styled her hair to make it look like she never had bangs in the first place. And the interesting thing about this doll is she has the molded on ballet slippers. These are incredibly faded. A lot of the paint has come off. And her legs are really loose. I'm gonna assume they're not supposed to be that loose. And also they don't snap like normal Barbie legs do. And you can also identify her because she's got the molded on pink panties. Most of the time they're either a nude color or a white color, but with this doll they're pink. And I like that she's got this little pearlized white heart here on her chest. That's a really cute touch. And I added this blue ribbon here. That's not original to her. She does have her original earrings though, which is pretty cool. And she was called Jewelry Fun Barbie because she came with a pink crown, a pink necklace, she had a pink bracelet, and then she had a pink jewelry box that when you spin the dial on it, there was a little cherub on the top of it that would spin around. Really cute idea. Then I went to a totally different thrift store in another town. I usually go to this town every time I go grocery shopping, which is maybe once a week. So it's just a small town. There's a Goodwill there, and I sometimes find things there, sometimes I don't. But this time I found a G1 My Little Pony. This is Starflower from year 3, so 1984. She's a rainbow pony, as you can see by the rainbow colors in her hair. You can see her tail is cut, which is really sad, really unfortunate, because the rest of her is in pretty good shape, other than she's got a little bit of staining here on her bottom. A little bit of the sparkles have come off of the cutie mark, but other than that, it looks good. A few little spots here and there. And this is actually a duplicate for me. I already have Starflower, but I think I'm gonna keep this one instead of the other one that I already have, mainly because her body is in better condition than the other one. The other one, the tail is not cut, but I can always replace this tail if I need to. And apparently Starflower here made an appearance in the My Little Pony and Friends cartoon. She was in the Escape from Katrina episode that originally aired back in 1985. I'll see if I can find a clip of that for you.
See you once more.
And then in the same bag, as I got Starflower, there was this doll here. So this is an LOL OMG doll. I am not a collector of these at all because these are just not from my childhood. But once in a while, I end up taking them home because they're in a bag with another toy that I really want. And I know some of you are into this era of dolls, so I like to show them when I find them. And I really don't know a whole lot about these dolls. I know that this girl's name is Agent Soul, and she came from the movie Magic playset that was released by MGA Entertainment in 2021. And this is her original jacket, but she also would have had a whole like denim gold outfit underneath the jacket. I love her hair. I love the curls. And she's got really cute gold lipstick and gold and turquoise eyes, or eyeshadow, I should say. It's not that I don't like these dolls, they're just not nostalgic for me at all. That's the only reason I don't collect them. In my last video, I talked about finding this bodysuit from the Glitter and Gold Gem doll. And during that visit to the thrift store, I had seen the actual Glitter and Gold doll sitting there nude in the glass case where they put all the things that they think have more value. I mean, I knew she was a gem doll, I just didn't pick her up because I thought the price was a little too high at the time. Then I went back again and they had decreased the price a little bit. So I picked her up. This is actually only my second gem doll. It's just not something that I find when I'm out thrifting very often. Otherwise, I would definitely have way more in my collection because I love these dolls. But her whole outfit was all gold and white. There was like a whole gold wraparound skirt. She had a gold and white shawl, or like boa fur kind of thing. And she was released in 1987. And I think the first release of Gem was the year before in 1986. And the face between the first and second releases is quite different actually, because this girl has a very big open mouth smile, whereas the first one actually doesn't look like she's smiling at all. And the first release, they had the light up earrings like this one does, but this one has more of a star shape earring. whereas the first release was only just like a stud earring. And you can see that there's a battery compartment on the back, little off-on switch. I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know if it actually works. I'll just use my Hawaiian Fun Barbie here as a reference. So Jem and Barbie. Jem is definitely taller, much different bodies. Jem has quite the curvy waist, whereas Barbie only moves back and forth side by side, and Jem has more of a flat foot. Much bigger, flatter feet. So there she is wearing her bodysuit. It fits her perfectly. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that her hair is actually blonde and pink. There's streaks of pink in it, and she's got little pieces of silver tinsel in her hair. Actually, I think the strands of tinsel are supposed to be gold, not silver. It could be just my lighting in here. It looks silver to me. And when I was doing research for this video, I saw that there was an actual music video from Jem called Glitter and Gold, and she's actually wearing the outfit in that video, so I'll show that to you now. And then at the same thrift store, I was wandering around and one of the employees was putting out some more items, and I just happened to be walking down the aisle that she was putting items out, and she put this guy out. And as soon as she put him down, I picked him up again because I knew that he was vintage and I knew that he was something special. I just wasn't sure exactly which doll he was. At first I thought he might have been one of the Jem dolls, but it turns out, no, he is actually from the Maxie toy line. And this is Rob, who is Maxie's boyfriend. So the Maxie toy line was released by Hasbro between 1987 and 88, somewhere in that range. And this is Rob's actual full outfit. This is his sweater and his jeans. These shoes are not his original shoes. He actually had white shoes, but these are the shoes that he was wearing when I picked him up at the thrift store. And they fit just fine, so I'm just gonna leave them on. I'm not sure which doll they're supposed to be from. So if you know, let me know in the comments. And look at that hair. He's got hair. I just love it. Blonde and poofy. It's got so much volume. So that was an exciting find for me because I'm a big fan of the Maxie toy line. I have a couple of dolls already of Maxie herself. And then at the same thrift store, I found a bag of doll clothes. When I looked at the bag, I recognized a couple of things, but I wasn't sure if any of the items were actually Barbie items or not. So I just grabbed it, hoping that some of them were. It turns out that out of this whole bag, there's only one thing that's a Barbie item. The rest is all other stuff, but I'll show it to you anyways. So I'll turn the camera down now and I'll show you what I found. So the first things I found were these two dresses from the Frozen toy line. This is the Frozen Fever Anna sunflower dress. And this is, I forget the name of this, but it's an Elsa dress. Both really pretty dresses. Not really what I'm into, but still pretty cool. And then also in this bag was a number of Rainbow High fashions. So this is the Rainbow High Junior Kendall Sparkle Toque and teal pants. Sparkle, teal pants. Says rainbow along the side. Very cool. And then I found some clothes from Sunny Madison from Rainbow High. So we've got this yellow jacket, this yellow top, and these silver pants with graffiti on them. Very cool. RH for Rainbow High. Actually kind of a cute outfit. And then I found the Rainbow High Coco Vanderbilt white and blue leather dress here. Very cool. Leather, white and blue. Very cool. Oh, and in that bag was also one of the shoes for that doll. Unfortunately, only one of the shoes, not both. And then there was a few shadow high fashions in this bag as well. This is from the Vision doll. Purples and blues, and blacks. Very cool. This is also from Shadow High. It's from the doll Onyx. And it's her... This dress is really cool, actually. Black, gray, and then white. It's kind of like that ombre effect. And then this leather skirt with silver details on it. Mini skirt. And then there were some LOL fashions as well. So this is from the Neonlicious doll. One of her shoes, and then this checkered black and white jacket. I really like this. I like Neonlicious. She's super bright and vibrant. And then this skirt is also from LOL, from the Core 5 Trendsetter pack. It's just a plaid mini skirt. Cute. And then this is from the LOL Fame Queen. Just a black and silver sparkly jacket. I really like this. Very sparkly. And then this little crop top here is from the doll Virtuelle. Really love the colors on this one. The black and the neon yellow and the neon pink. And then I forgot to mention, I also found, these are also from LOL, the Skater Girl, the top and the pants. And then finally, the only Barbie item in this bag was this dress here. This is from the Happy Holidays Barbie from 2015. That's such a gorgeous dress. Not the era that I collect, but absolutely beautiful. This red and silver. And if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that my husband Prime and I started this channel together because we're both toy collectors. You can see behind me here, there's some more boyish toys. There's He-Man and Star Trek there behind me. And we were alternating, like I would do a video, he would do a video. I would do one, he would do one. But we've come to the realization that we have two very different audiences. So we decided it would be best to have two separate channels. So I kept this one, and Prime has started his own channel. So it's officially up and running, and it is called The Prime Geek. And I'll show you a picture of the channel here. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And then Prime and I took a trip to the antique mall again. We always go there with a budget of what we can spend, and yeah, the last time I was there, I didn't even spend my whole budget. Actually, the last two times we were there, I didn't. But one of the things I was excited to find there was another strawberry shortcake doll. This is Cafe au Lait, and Cafe au Lait was released in 1983 as one of the international friends. Cafe au Lait here was the Mexican one. And the International Friends, I think that was like the third release of the toys. There was various releases. And she has this really cute white dress with an attached little shawl. I love the colors, the yellow, the green, and the orange. She's got her striped tights. And then she has little sandals. These sandals should be a lot more pink than they're showing on the camera there. And there's some plastic breakdown on there, you can see. But they've definitely faded more to white than pink. And then this hat that she's wearing, and this is what she was wearing when I found her, is actually for the Lime Chiffon doll. And I'm actually missing this hat for my Lime Chiffon doll, so that worked out perfectly. Cafe au Lait originally had a totally different hat, so hopefully I can find that one day. And most of the strawberry shortcake dolls also came with little pets, and hers was a little donkey named Burrito. So if I take off her hat, you can see she's got this really awesome red hair. She's very ginger. And it's very curly too. At another booth at the antique mall, I found these two items together in a bag. This is lemon meringue from Strawberry Shortcake, and this is a She-Ra cape. So we'll talk about the cape first. So this She-Ra cape actually comes from the very first release of She-Ra. She-Ra was released by Mattel between 1984 and 1987. Like I said, there was 3 releases. This is from the 1984 first release of She-Ra. And I actually have the doll, the original 1984 She-Ra doll with her skirt. Sword here is not actually her original sword. I don't know where this comes from, but I thought it fit her pretty well, so she's holding that. There we go. She's got her original cape now, which makes me feel so good because I had this She-Ra when I was a kid. So now I'm just missing her. She had a gold shield, she had a gold sword, and then she had a really cool crown / headdress thing that had the same sort of shiny gold material as her belt here. And all of the characters that were released in the first release also came with a mini comic, and hers was called The Story of She-Ra. She-Ra is a spin-off of the He-Man toy line or the Masters of the Universe toy line that was more popular with the boys at the time. But then Mattel decided they needed to create something similar that appealed more to the girls, so this is what they came up with. And I think it worked. I know I absolutely loved this toy line when I was a kid because all of the characters are so different and so interesting, and the play sets too, all so much fun. Really interesting gimmicks with each of them. And they're strong and powerful, but they're also feminine with the brushable hair. And some of them have really pretty pastel colors. It's still kind of girly, so yeah, they did a good job. And there was a She-Ra cartoon. I mean, that's how I became familiar with She-Ra, was the cartoon that aired back in 1985. I think there was a total of 93 episodes. And I'm actually currently watching through the show. I think I've only gotten through maybe like 20 episodes so far. She-Ra! And like I said, lemon meringue was in the same bag as the She-Ra cape. This is how she came when I first found her. She was just wearing these tights. She's actually a duplicate for me. I've already got, I think, 3 lemon meringues now. If you're not familiar with Strawberry Shortcake, the dolls were all scented according to their names. So lemon meringue was supposed to smell like lemons, or lemon meringue pie or something. I do smell a slight hint of sweetness to her, and she was actually released a few times. She was originally released in 1980 with the flat hands, and then the year after that, 1981, she was released with these hands that are kind of like this. And in the Strawberry Shortcake cartoon, Strawberry Shortcake visits the big city, and she ends up meeting lemon meringue in the cartoon. And when you were first introduced to her in the cartoon, she's sitting by her vanity table staring into her mirror, asking the mirror who's the fairest of them all. She's really into her looks, really into vanity, and she tells people that she's supposedly this famous model. But then in the cartoon you find out that the only people who have her model pictures are like her parents and her brother and her aunt. She's a little full of herself.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And then the last thing I got from the antique mall was this little pretty kitty. This is my very first toy from this toy line. I don't have a single one yet, which is very surprising to me, just especially because they're so similar to the My Little Ponies. These were released by Mattel between 1989 and 1991, whereas My Little Pony was Hasbro, so it was a totally different company. There's so many similarities, like with the rubbery bodies, the pastel colors, the long brushable hair, the accessories. So apparently there were 7 separate sets of these puppies and kitties. There was not just kitties, there was puppies as well. This little girl's name is Katra. She's got a little cat head as her beauty mark. They don't call them cutie marks, they're beauty marks. And she's actually from the second set, or the second release, which was called the Painted Toenails. They have nail polish. And when you apply hot water to their beauty mark and their nail polish, it becomes more vivid. And when you apply cold water, it disappears. Oh no, sorry. It's the opposite. The hot water makes it disappear and the cold water makes it more vivid. And she's wearing her original little neck ruffle thingy here. It's this cute aqua color. Really cute. Ties at the front. And she originally came with a little washcloth, a little yellow comb, and a little yellow hair ribbon. One thing I find really interesting about these is that their tails are not like My Little Pony tails where it's just one big hunk of hair. Their tails are rooted in. There's multiple plugs. I didn't know that about these. Yeah, so she's in really good condition. Really cute blue eyes. She does have a little paint rub on her nose, and she's got a little pen mark on her foot there. I've had her on my shelf for quite a long time already, and I've just been itching to show you her because, like I said, she's the first one I've gotten, and I hope to get many, many more. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this video gave you your daily dose of nostalgia and brought back some amazing memories from your childhood. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!